Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Hitchcock review series. This is something that I have been wanting to do for a very long time. I've always been interested in finally taking a deep dive into Hitchcock's filmography. Now, I've seen, trying to think of his movies that I've seen. Now here's the thing. Growing up, I didn't watch a lot of movies. I watched some. But what my thing was TV. I love TV from the 1950s, 60s, 70s. In my opinion, that is like the golden age of TV. Like you have the Twilight Zone and the other show you had that was really good from back then was Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which was later renamed the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, I think. Yeah, it was. And I loved both of those shows. To be fair, I haven't seen much of the Hitchcock Hour, but if you count both of those together, there's like 10 seasons of television there. So he did that for quite a while. He did not direct every episode or write every episode, but he was usually there giving his how do I put this? Giving his I was just gonna say he was hosting or presenting the episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And then you have also somebody completely different, well, not completely different, but like kind of the American version of that would be Rod Serling with the Twilight Zone. And the Twilight Zone to me is hands down probably my favorite TV show of all time. It's definitely my favorite TV show from that era of TV from the 1950s and the 1960s, because back then there was nothing like this. Back then there was nothing like that. We had other shows like The Outer Limits was also another anthology series, but there was nothing quite like The Twilight Zone in that aspect of it was very controversial for the time. Nobody was doing things like this on television. It wasn't like a big hit. It was like a moderate hit for the most part. The Twilight Zone would get many reboots, as a matter of fact, or you call them remakes, if you wanted to be technical. The show would be brought back 4 times, and there's also a Twilight Zone movie from the 80s, which I will get around to checking out. But anyway, we're not here for the Twilight Zone. I've been talking about it too much. I brought it up because Alfred Hitchcock Presents and the Twilight Zone, sort of similar, but they're still very different anthology TV shows. I will do an entire series on the Twilight Zone at some point, and certainly as a whole. But today we're focusing on one of the greatest directors to ever lived, Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock's style, he was labeled as the master of suspense for a reason. He did so many movies, probably over 60. Some are lost, or at least partially lost. His first film credited on the Wikipedia page says it was like number 13 or number 22, something like that. Let me go back to I have it right here so that way I don't so in case YouTube tries to do some shit with copyright, this movie that I'm going to be doing today is The Pleasure Garden, which was released back in 1925. So very long time ago. currently, well, actually, it says that it was released in 1925. However, um, a a internal co-production, sorry, co-production of the United Kingdom and Germany, the film premiered in Berlin on the 8th of January 1926. And here's the German name of this movie that I will not be pronouncing because I do not speak German. But this movie, it's probably not going to be my thing. I can already tell that this movie is probably not going to work for me. But I will definitely figure that out for myself. So we have, there's some more interesting information about the Pleasure Garden on the Wikipedia page. This was, of course, his directorial debut. It wasn't the first thing he ever did because a lot of that stuff is lost. There's at least 4, maybe 5 projects that are lost. We just can't find them. And I don't know if they'll ever be found. Maybe at some point in time, but I don't think. So here, this is very interesting. So the only official DVD release contains a poor quality edited version of the film by U.S. collector Lehman somebody. I don't know who this guy is. Or who this guy was. The Pleasure Garden has been heavily bootlegged on home video. At the end of 2021, The Pleasure Garden became the first Hitchcock film to enter the public domain in the United States. No version of the complete film is available on any media. Wow. The Pleasure Garden's opening scene stands like a virtual clip reel of Hitchcock's motifs to come. The first shot captures chorus girls descending a spiral staircase, similar to like Vertigo. A man uses opera glasses to better appreciate a blonde chorus dancer, Rendo, and the same blonde who at first appears erotically remote later emerges as down-to-earth and approachable, which I guess would be kind of similar to something you would see in his final film, which was released in 1976, called Family Plot. So, okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to do some editing on this one. Where was I? But yeah, I was just, I was explaining that the family plot, which would be his final film, sadly, so yeah, like that's the significance of where he would go later in his career, but this is where it all started, technically speaking. So this is a silent film. When I had all of his movies up, yeah, right here, he had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 silent films. 8 of them that are available. We have at least 4 that are lost. Unfinished and lost, partially lost, whatever. We have four of those. There's even, I heard that there's even a film that he made that was like a little short on Jack the Ripper that is not on here. It is not even showing up on here. I don't see it. If you're curious about the ones that are lost and don't know anything about this, number 13, which was released in 1922, is lost. It actually says unfinished and lost. I'm gonna burp. I'll always tell your wife, which was a short from 1923, partially lost. And The Mountain Eagle is released in 2026. It is lost. So the movie after The Pleasure Garden, the first movie after The Pleasure Garden, is lost, which I find weird. I find really weird that following The Pleasure Garden, which we still have, we don't have The Mountain Eagle, which is kind of sucks, I guess. But yeah, so that means we have 8 movies of the silent era of Hitchcock that I have to talk about. And what's really interesting is that you don't hear about this very often. But Hitchcock would go on to basically remake his own movie, which is interesting. You don't hear about that very often. I think that's much more original than people taking a classic film from whatever time, the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever you want to have it, and remaking it and making it a pile of shit. We have seen that so many fucking times in movies. It's unbelievable. They'll take a great movie from the 70s, remake it for modern audiences today, and it'll be a piece of shit. It seems to happen a lot. If you're curious, his first sound film was Blackmail, which is a British crime thriller. He would later go on to do quite a bit of those. That was in 29. So he did 2 films in 29, starting from the silent era and going into the sound. And man, so that's where you get I'm pretty sure he was the one that did that. Did he remade his own movie? Yes, he did, right here. Okay. The Man Who Knew Too Much, the 1934 version, and then the 1956 version with James Stewart and Doris Day. Yeah, you don't see that very often, let me tell you. At least not to my knowledge. Like, it doesn't happen like all the time. It's not something that would happen all the time, I would think. Rope. I've seen Rope. I'm trying to look at these movies that I've seen. Rope is very controversial. It's very controversial because the main thing is we have a gay couple in a movie from the 1940s. That's very controversial. You didn't see that very often back then. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think it's very interesting. But I have been babbling on for way longer than I wanted to. Let's get into the movie. So, where's the movie? Now, I'm nervous about this because I'm afraid what's going to happen. I'm afraid that what's going to happen is that I get copyrighted for some kind of music or something, because even though it's a silent film, there's still music and dialogue, and the dialogue won't be an issue because it's there's going to be screen titles that pop up while the movie's playing. But you know what? Let's get right into this. The Pleasure Garden, live commentary, even though this isn't live. This is commentary, first film, directorial debut. I wanted to test the audio before I make sure. Oh, okay. So there is no sound on this at all. I thought there would still be music. Oh, this quality is wonderful. I'm actually watching the silent film. The silent film. And, because I say that because there's a restored version that's in color that looks a little bit better and has music added to it. And I kind of like that, but I didn't want to watch it because it will get copyrighted. If I show the whole movie, if I'm going to put headphones on. But, yeah. So this ain't going to be an issue whatsoever. So let's get started with this. The Pleasure. I want to get the movie. Here we go. a Rollhauser film collection release. I think I said that right. The Pleasure Garden, 1925, restored version. Damn it! It says restored version. Better not get no copyright strike for this. I'll be so pissed, especially since I'm watching a movie from the 1920s. I paused it because I wanted to read the cast. So we have Patsy, Jill, Levitt. I'm sorry, I may pronounce words wrong sometimes. Not the greatest at that. Hugh, Mr. Hamilton, Prince Ivan. Yep, Prince Ivan. Mr. Sidey, Mrs. Sidey. John, we have the actor list. Okay, you guys can see everything I'm seeing, so I don't want to spend too much time to detail. I will be smoking on camera, so introduction. Alfred Hitchcock, 1989, 1980, yep, or 1889, 1980. Started as a title designer, then became a assistant director to producer. Michael Balkin? The Pleasure Garden, a British-German co-production, filmed almost entirely in that place. I am so sorry. I do not want to be disrespectful. I cannot pronounce that word. The name of this monk. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's his first film as director. Okay. I didn't even think about that, but if you really think about it, 1925. So 1925 was the start of the very different time. Prohibition was going on. It started in 1913. And I think it ended around the 20s. But I could be wrong. Because in the 20s we had that's when it started with the Great Depression, was the 20s. And then during that time we had the mob getting big because they were making their money by prohibition. They were bringing in alcohol and they had bootleggers and they were just bringing in so much alcohol, and that's how the mob got big. I mean, they thought the government thought that they were doing a good thing by by taking away alcohol and making it illegal, but they just made it worse. Crime went up, and things were not fun. I mean, things aren't fun now. Somewhat. We're doing a lot of crazy shit in the world, but it's just it's interesting to me to go back and see like history, especially since we're in the 20s again. You know, it's 2026, so that's how I'm looking at it. But yeah, I find history, there's certain parts of history fascinating. But anyway, rambling on too much. I was gonna say I will be smoking. Don't smoke, kids. Don't do it. So this is the spiral staircase scene from the opening that I'm talking about with later. Give me kind of later reference. I suppose the vertigo's like going down a spiral staircase, if you think about it. Highly proper residence at the Pleasure Garden Theater are staged by Mr. Hamilton. Okay. Smoking prohibited. And he's sitting there smoking a big ass cigar. That's an exquisite chorus line, Mr. Hamilton. Meet Patsy Brand. I had to meet you because I was charmed by that lovely curl of hair. And I give it to you and hope you have a nice time. Now that wasn't a very clever line, was it? I could just imagine her saying it like that. I'm Jill. What is that name? Javine. Can't pronounce that. I'm dumb. Jazine? Why can't I pronounce that word? It should be very easy to pronounce. And I have a letter of introduction to Mr. Hamilton. Okay. Seen I have it. Can't find it. The problem, the issue with silent films, most silent films, is a lot of people were overacting back then to make up for not having any dialogue. All was That was all the money I had, and now I don't know what to do. Okay. Well, you can stay with me, and tomorrow I'll take you to see Mr. Hamilton. Picture quality is so grainy. This is my fiance back home. Excuse me. I was getting nowhere keeping company to an old lady out in the country. I went to the theater straight from the station. Did you expect him to hire you just like that with the cat waiting? They look very similar. The man who gave me the letter said he was a good friend of Hamilton's, so I thought. Well, don't worry about it. Luckily, you have me to take care of you. So much like overexposure with like the lighting is kind of rough to see. The dog was trying to lick her leg. We also had World War One shortly before all of this. I think I was in the 1912, 19. I could be way off. When was World War One? Fashion Flowers, the entire company to be on stage for full rehearsal tomorrow, Wednesday, June 5th at 11 a.m. sharp. World War One lasted from July 28th, 1914 to November 11th, 1918. Okay, so about 4 years. I was a little off times. Take a chance, Mr. Hamilton. I'll show you some real hot steps. Some real hot steps. No, I haven't danced anywhere professionally. So you're not a real professional dancer, is what you're trying to get at? Folks, I have a great artist here who has never been on stage in her life, but is sure she can show us how to dance. Just anything in the Charlatan line will do. What's weird is I've seen so many better made films from around this time and before it. Like The Kid from 1921, which Charlie Chaplin. That that was a comedy, so that was totally different than this. But I'm not trying to knock Hitchcock here. I'm just saying that I've seen better production value in 1920s films than this. But, well, I hate to admit it, but you're pretty good. How's £5 a week? You know I'm better than that. I'll take 20 to start. £20. That was a lot of money back then. Patsy, Miss Jill's fiance is here. So that is Miss Jill's fiance. Interesting. Damn, we tripped on each other. You must be the roommate, Patsy. Jill was written me how nice you've been to her on Hughes Building. Sorry, Jill isn't in right now. She's trying on a costume for a new for at Hamilton's apartment. Let's not have any suggestions like that. I don't even know what he said. Until I have my own place I could invite you to. My company is sending me the plantation overseas for 2 years, but after that I'll have enough to marry, and Jill has promised to wait. Okay. I'm gonna get married at some point. Patsy, I asked Mr. Miller to pick me up here. We work for the same outfit. In fact, Levitt has already stationed out here, is already stationed out here, and is here for a 2-month furlough. We'll be working on the same plantation. You have no idea, Miss Brand, how empty and lonely life is out there. Yeah, very. Even today, with all the social media we have. Try to stay away from it. I especially try to stay away from a lot of the negative things out there. Some of them I don't mind, but like I don't want to hear anything about politics. Do you believe in love? I don't hear anything about politics unless it's going over like history of what happened before. Current politics, I don't give a shit about. Her number's coming up next. I don't know, it's like a weird catch-22. I like history, but I don't really care that much about politics. Certainly, American politics, like at times, is very boring to me. So lucky to have had a terrific girl for a fiance. I wonder if this is on Letterbox. May you have not only fame, Jill, but also happiness. What the hell's going on my phone? Just didn't want to do anything for like a minute. I kept clicking exit. One exiting. It's a rare pleasure to watch you perform, and I intend to indulge myself often. Pleasure Garden is on Letterbox. I know how you feel, Hugh, but I'll steer away from the third beast stage door tomcats if I can. It'd be cool if we could actually hear them banjos playing. I'm afraid poor Hugh has a rather dreary-eyed conception of his childhood sweetheart. Soon after Hugh's departure overseas, Jill took a step up in the theatrical world. Cool. She left him? Damn. Well, that's not from Hugh, though. That's from somebody else. I don't know. Of her promise to Hugh, Patsy makes a last attempt to straighten out Jill. Aren't you afraid of your reputation as a woman, as a kept woman? I cannot stand by and watch you throw yourself away like this. Especially with a fine man like you waiting for you. Would you believe it, Prince, one of my casual friends from the chorus, is trying to ruin my life. I'm worried about Jill, Mr. Levitt. I promised to keep her out of danger, and now she's fooling around with that phony prince. It happens. That's what they do, sometimes. No offense. I wouldn't worry, Patsy. That girl knows exactly what she's doing, and she likes it. Odd, isn't it? He never barked at Hugh. Maybe because he had no reason to be jealous of Hugh. And Jill, she'll never make that fool marry her yet, I bet. Patsy, I have only a short time here. Can't we share our loneliness together? It's supposed to be sweet and poetic, but there's a month left before I have to go back out there for 2 years. What do you say? What do you say? If you are proposing, then my answer is yes. I have to come to love you, and I have come to love you in the past few weeks. I liked you, Patsy, but it really wouldn't be fair to you. My position with the firm is not such what they let me take a wife out there. I'll be glad to keep working and wait as Mrs. Levitt. I think it's Levitt. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I know you'll work your way up so you can send for me very soon. Now I go back to Jill. With this really weird looking dude. That looks like a fake mustache to me. Fake beard. Like one of them short beards. This should blow smoke right in his fucking face. Never understood back then why they would have like this little piece that they would have like on the end of cigarettes. Some people would have that. I don't get that. I don't understand why. Like, why not just smoke a cigarette? Like, why do I need like a piece? to attach the cigarette to. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I've never had one of those things. I don't even know what they're called. But, it wasn't like it's just a thing in the 20s. They've used that for going on through the... I've seen it in movies from the 1970s. And he fixed it up so we can get married the day after tomorrow. Okay, cool. For a honeymoon, he's talking to me, and he's taking me to Italy. Are these her parents or something? They look so similar. I don't know if this is Jill or Patsy. I'm so happy. I'm assuming it's Jill. Or, sorry, Patsy. I think Patsy's the one who's gonna marry Hugh, and Jill's the one with the old guy that she was just kind of fucking with. The day of the wedding. Alright. Sorry, Cuddles, I can't take you with me, but I'll be back in a month? Dog's name's Cuddles. That's cute. I would never name a dog Cuddles. I think they have a million better names. The dog wants to go in there. Poor Cuddles. Home mooning, honeymooning, home mooning. Home mooning. God to grant us a happy life together. He doesn't look like he wants to be there. Don't let these thieving little brats make a fool of you. Yeah, fuck those thieving little brats. Don't let them make a fool of you. Little pieces of shit. You threw away the rose I gave you. Had to. It had wilted. She wasn't very happy about that one. He's going off to war. Or something. On this boat. Now Hugh is on a horse, looks like. Probably gonna end up fooling around with one of these girls. This is how these movies go. A lot of movies. How many times have we seen that? Glad to see you again, old chap. Tell me about Jill. Jill. Sorry, but to tell you the truth, I didn't see her since she moved to her own place. I'm still confused. I'm trying to figure out if he's going out with Jill or if he's going out with Patsy. Still working at the Pleasure Garden. Patsy now lives for but one thing: the first letter from her husband. Okay, so it is Patsy and Jill. That's what I was thinking, or Patsy and Hugh. Unless we have some sort of love triangle going on, which I don't think. Okay, that's Jill, and that's Patsy, or that's that other bald dude, or not bald, but he's the one that was wearing a top hat. And stop worrying so much. You can find a girl just as good or better anywhere. Let's go to him. He's sick, and my place is with him. Jill, all I ask is enough money, or all I ask is enough money to pay my fare out there. Can't do it, Patsy. I'm spending everything on my show, and the prince I will be married to soon. She's gonna marry that fucking dude with the top hat, cane, and fake mustache? How about use engagement ring then? Surely you won't need that now. Very mad when you said that. What is that device? That looks like a fucking, like some headphones or something. But like, what did they have that would have looked like that from the 1920s? She's marrying the prince and wouldn't lend me a penny. she looking for up there? Oh, what's that? Like a teapot or something? Oh, that's where they keep their money? Uh-oh. There she is. She's about to see. She just saw her husband with another woman. What fun. Well, they're not fucking or anything, but... Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, you bitch. God. What in the hell was that? Like, look of... like, scaredness, like... What are you doing? Ain't no need to be so fucking rough. Look at the times, I guess. You must be crazy if you think I would ever stay with you after this. For sure. You filthy animal. You're fucked up. You're my wife, so you've gotta stay with me. Oh, here we go. One of those. One of those motherfuckers. You're my wife, so you have to stay with me. Please take me away from this crazy... This man's crazy. Damn, I can't talk. Listen, maybe you can help nurse his friend who's down and with a fever until you have to catch your boat. Poor Hugh, I'll stay with you until you get well. Poor Hugh, my ass. This dude is a fucking asshole. Jim, my darling, so good of you to come. How about a kiss, sweetheart? Kissed him. What are you doing, Jill? Patsy, it's you. What happened? Wait. Is that Patsy? Confused. That's my wife you're fooling around with, Hugh, and you'll pay for it. Okay. So we do got a bit of a triangle of sorts going on here. You better come back unless you want to see him with his head bashed in. I say you better want to come back. What? Makes no sense. Unless I read it wrong. I can't let him go like this while he's out of his mind. I'll go with him for now, but will return as soon as I can. Oh, excuse me. Whoa, that was interesting. Is he seeing a ghost? Get away from me. My wife's here now. I don't need you anymore. He's seeing like a ghost or something of like the girl he was cheating on with. That was actually kind of cool. What is she pointing to? She wants me to use the sword. She won't let me rest until I've killed you too. What? You killed that other girl? When did this happen? I didn't see him kill her. This dude is insane. Trying to stab her. She's like really good at blocking him, I guess. What in the hell we got going on here? Oh, this is like movements were weird. Ah, okay. Hmm. You told me what happened. I'm having him brought in. I am so confused. Who the fuck is this guy? Is this Hugh? Don't thank me, Patsy. Just seeing you saved my life and I'm simply paying you back. Who the fuck is this? I'm trying to figure that one out. Who is that? I'm sorry that Jill's turned out no good. I hope she'll get over her. I hope to get over her as much as I try to get over this. You're the only woman for me now, Patsy. I was blind not to see it before. Okay. Lady. How come you like that? Cuddles me all the time. Or, how'd you like that? Okay. Okay. He's on some sort of listening device. Obviously, before TVs, we had radio. But, how long? This is in 25, so 1925. The end. Oh boy. Do I have thoughts? Do I have thoughts? Oh, so there was actually music, but I made the mistake of watching it on mute. I didn't have my mic muted, but I had my actual speakers muted, so I couldn't actually hear what was going on. But since there was no music, I think I won't have to worry about copyright, or since I didn't play the music, is what I mean. Oh, I meant to keep the image up. And let me get rid of that temporarily. Okay, now to the review portion of this movie. That was interesting. I'm very glad that I got to see this. However, this was not my cup of tea. And not because it was like a romantic type story, because I find a lot of those very interesting, like way later, before this movie came out. I like movies like that. I don't really care for romantic comedies, but I do like stuff like Titanic and stuff like more recently, more modern times, 51st Dates, that comedy with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore from 2005. That's one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies of all time, and it's got a really good romantic story in that film. But this movie, for one, it was Hitchcock's first actual movie. It's very... The quality of the film is terrible, but not in a way I expected. It's not just grainy, but it's also there's too much light. You could see, there are times where you can't even see their faces. There's so much light. so much lighting going on, overexposure, like with the lighting is very rough. Um, it's not one of the best directorial debuts I've seen, and I've seen a lot of good ones. Tarantino's first movie. Uh, I'm thinking, I'm trying to figure out who else had like such an awesome directorial debut. But what I will say is I enjoyed the ending for the most part. I'm still a little confused. But um, I like the little bit of horror, mystery, supernatural element towards the end of this movie, where he like sees the ghost of the girl that he was going out with while he was supposed to be married to Patsy. I think that was her. Um, and he tries to stab Jill, and I think that was Jill. See, I get so confused because the two stars look exactly the same. They both have like a brunette. They're both brunette, and they look exactly the same. Patsy and Jill look exactly the same. So it's kind of hard to tell them apart. But overall, I would say I'm going to give The Pleasure Garden a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. As a matter of fact, I did that earlier while I was doing this because I kind of expected it to be something that I enjoyed watching once, but I will probably never watch this again. I might check out the restored version at some point, but yeah, I just don't see it happening. I mean, actually sitting down and watching this again for even the good stuff that I liked. Um, I think he improved as a filmmaker as he went on, and I think I'll start to see that over the course of this review series, which is going to take a long time because there's a lot of movies that he did. He did over 60 films, so this is going to take a long time to do. But that's the whole point. I wanted to do this as like something that I could do uh, over the course of like this year, or maybe even longer than that. Just one of the things I wanted to tackle this year, where I'm trying to keep track of all the movies I'm watching. I'm trying to upload videos to YouTube, do these commentaries and reviews at the same time. And I didn't get it. It wasn't for me. I respect it. I think that it's a very nice showcase of like what was going on, maybe a little bit what was going on around the mid 1920s, and I believe it was mainly shot in Germany, or it's like a code German production and British production. I'm pretty sure that Hitchcock was British. I Let me see on the Wikipedia page. Yeah. Who's English? But I don't think it was I don't know. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It was just certainly not for me. They put it well on the Wikipedia page. I'll end the video by simply saying this, what it says on the down here. I read something earlier that I don't think I said out loud. Oh, I might have said this. The significance. Yeah, I did say that. Reception. Yes, I did. A review in an American film magazine called The Pleasure Garden, a sex picture widely unsuitable for the exhibitor who aims to show good, clean entertainment with mainly with many highly objectable scenes, making it not a picture to obtain or to entertain American audiences. So that says it all right there, that this movie was probably not going to be for me because I am an American. I guess that's simply put. 3 out of 5. This movie is available everywhere. You could do whatever you want with the original version of this movie. And it's right on YouTube if you want to watch it. I wouldn't recommend necessarily buying it unless you could get it really cheap in like a Hitchcock collection, like a Criterion collection or something. But I'm giving it a 3 because I do think that you should watch it once, especially like since it's on YouTube. Both versions are on YouTube. The color version, there's a color version, and there, which is like restored. That one I believe is copyrighted, and this one, the version I watched. Excuse me. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned to the next video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie if you have seen it, and stay tuned to more videos.